Broadcasting from the underground command post, deep in the bowels of a hidden bunker, somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
Hello, my friends. Hour 2. I'm Mark Levin. The number 877-381-3811. 877-381-3811. I want to tell you folks out there that while it gets frustrating, and you can hear it in my voice often, including last hour, we still have each other, and there's tens of millions of us. Tens of millions of us. We still have each other. Now, I don't know who Cedric Richmond is. Sounds like an a-hole to me. Democrat, Louisiana, part of the Congressional Black Caucus. And obviously the Congressional Black Caucus has decided to attack other Americans. By the way, not just white Americans, but black, brown, red, yellow, what have you, who do not agree with the Congressional Black Caucus's monolithic left-wing philosophy. So here he is at a town hall just a few weeks ago. Hat tip Fox Nation. Cut 6, go.
Well, actually, we're fighting 4 wars. And the 4th war is a war that the Tea Party has started with the United States, more particularly the president. And they are willing to, in this war, have as casualties the 14.1 million Americans that don't have a job. They're willing to wreck this economy simply for political gain.
Let me ask you a question, folks. This is a congressman. Is he inciting violence? Is he inciting violence? He says they are willing to, in this war, have as casualties 14.1 million Americans that don't have jobs. By the way, many Tea Party activists are among the unemployed. But that aside, this is a Louisiana congressman. It says we're actually fighting 4 wars. So we're fighting in Iraq, the Islamo-Nazis. We're fighting in Afghanistan, the Islamo-Nazis. I don't know what the hell we're doing in Libya, but surrounded by Islamo-Nazis. And we're fighting Americans here at home. That's Cedric Richmond. Is there a single journalist in America today who will confront Cedric Richmond with his hate speech? No, there's not one, unless they work for CNS or Human Events and so forth. But otherwise, no. Then there's Andre Carson, Democrat, Indiana. He is the whip of the Congressional Black Caucus. The audio is not great, but we're going to give it a shot. Cut 7, go.
We have seen change in Congress. With the Congresswoman Wilson's point, the Tea Party is stopping that change. And this is beyond symbolic change. This is the effort that we're seeing of Jim Crow. Some of these folks in Congress right now would love to see us as second-class citizens. Some of them in Congress right now that this Tea Party movement would love to see you and me. I'm sorry, General. You ain't on the truth.
What? We have seen change in Congress, he said. The Tea Party is stopping that change. This is the effort that we are seeing of Jim Crow. Jim Crow? Some of these folks in Congress would love to see us as second-class citizens. Some of them in Congress right now of this Tea Party movement would love to see you and me, I'm sorry, hanging from a tree. I'm quoting directly from this man. Hanging from a tree? This is the whip of the Congressional Black Caucus? Now, I'm not going to do a throwaway line here where they talked about civility and where's Obama. This is sick, and I'm going to tell you something. It's dangerous. This kind of talk is intended to incite violence, in my humble opinion. Tea Party members of Congress want to see blacks hanging from a tree? I almost don't know what to say. Do you know what to say? And then when you add in Maxine Waters the other day, the Tea Party can go to hell and she's going to help them go to hell. This is a concerted campaign to create volatility, instability, and I believe they're leading it up to the election. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've been to a couple Tea Party rallies. And yes, I saw people from all walks of life. Whole rainbow coalition out there. I didn't see any of this kind of hate and vitriol. None of it. Maybe there was a goon with a poster or something like that, but that was the goon. That wasn't the group. Let me put it to you this way. I don't believe I ever saw anybody who would have spoken like and said irresponsible comments like Andre Carson, Democrat, Indiana. Now, even though the audio is not that great, it's good enough. If you put up the volume, I want you to hear this one more time. This is a member of Congress. This is a senior official in the Congressional Black Caucus. This is a senior Democrat. Cut 7, go.
We have seen change in Congress. With the Congresswoman Wilson's point, the Tea Party is stopping that change. And this is beyond symbolic change. This is the effort that we're seeing of Jim Crow. Some of these folks in Congress right now would love to see us as second-class citizens. Some of them in Congress right now that this Tea Party movement would love to see you and me, I'm sorry, Cameron, hanging on a tree.
Hanging on a tree. Unless somebody edited this audio, and I'm not aware that they did. Are you, Mr. Producer? This is, in America 2011, this is as hateful and contemptible and irresponsible as it gets. Absolutely sickening. So the race card is going to be used, and it is by the politicians. The race card is going to be used by the politicians, which means we, the people, of all races, all creeds, all ethnicities, and yes, all parties and philosophies, we have to make sure that these politicians, like Andre Carson, do not succeed. Do not succeed in what it is that they're trying to do. We should have passionate disagreement. And we don't have to we don't have to follow Marcus of Queensberry rules either. We can be outspoken. I don't mind any of that. Listen, you hear me. But to say that somebody wants somebody to hang from a tree, this man needs to be called out for this Andre Carson. He needs to be called out for this because he's unconscionable in what he's doing. And Cedric Richmond, he needs to be called out too. The idea that this country is fighting 4 wars, not just against Islamo-Nazis overseas, but against law-abiding American citizens who are participating in the process of rallying, of voting, of engagement with their government. Cedric Richmond and Andre Carson seek to intimidate you. And these things aren't a coincidence that they're all coming out now, one after the other. I've said before that this Democrat Party today is not the Democrat Party of old. It is not. This Democrat Party today is led by politicians who are as radical as they come. The new left from the 1960s. That's who they are. That's what they are. These are revolutionaries. These are radicals. They're not old-time liberals. And they're dangerous. Now, let me ask you a question. What is it that they want from us? What is it that they want from you and me? What else can we give them? Those of us who actually pay federal income taxes, we give them 25, 30, 35% of what we earn. That's just federal income taxes. If you add in all the other taxes, capital gain taxes, other taxes and so forth, taxes on gasoline, they got a zillion of them. It's much more than that. So what else do they want from us? They're regulating our private property. They're regulating our automobiles. They're regulating our light bulbs. They're regulating our medicines. They're regulating our schools. They're regulating our food. They're regulating our clothing. They're regulating our washing machines, our dryers, our toasters. They're pushing us around all over the place. I mean, people are losing their jobs as a result of this behemoth. Farmers are molested. Truckers are molested. Dry cleaners are molested. Restaurants are molested. Everybody's being molested by this government. What else do they want from us, ladies and gentlemen? What else does Andre Carson want from you and your family? Other than complete capitulation. Complete capitulation. They talk about hate speech. These people are spewing hate speech. And it's even worse. They're spewing dangerous speech. Yes, they're free to do it. I'm not talking about the First Amendment. But they need to be called on it because they're doing it. I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.